We're going to take a look at one more collection within Python. We've seen lists, we've seen tuples, we've seen sets. We're going to now take a look at a dictionary. Now, there's going to be some similarities between dictionaries and the other collections that we've looked at, but there's also going to be some differences just like the others. One of the biggest differences between a dictionary and the other collections is how you create it. Now, a dictionary is a key value pairing. As you create the dictionary, you're going to define two parts of every value. You're going to define a key. That's the first thing you're going to define. Essentially, the key is the identifier for the second part, which is the value. Take a look. So I'm back inside of my command prompt. I got Python running. Now I'm going to go ahead and create a new dictionary. Let's just call this new D, and I'm going to make it equal to this new collection of data. Now think back to the previous three collections that we've worked with. First one was a list, right? The way that we defined the new list was by using the square brackets. A tuple was defined by the parentheses, and the set was defined by the curly braces. Now, the dictionary and the set have that in common. When I want to create a new dictionary, I open up a parentheses. Now, here's where it's going to get different. Each value that we define as part of this dictionary collection is going to have two pieces of information. A key, which is the identifier, and the actual value. So first, let's say I just want to create a list of names. Well, each name needs a key. So for the first one, I'm going to do a key of 100, just the value 100, colon, and I'll put a name in there. So for Patrick, the value of Patrick, it has a key of 100. Now, think back once again to a list and a tuple. The way that we reference, the way that we went in and searched the list, we would do it by the zero-based indexed values, right? We'd say, hey, I want to find what's at the 0 position, or what's at the number 1 position, or the number 2 position, and so on. Well, a dictionary is different in the fact that it's not a zero-based collection of data. It's based on the key value that you assign each value. So in this case, when I want to find Patrick, I search for the key 100. Let's keep going here. I'm going to do a 200. We'll say this is going to be Joe. I'll do a 300. And this is going to be Martin. All right, and then I'm going to close that with the curly brace, hit my enter key, and I've now created a new dictionary, this key value pairing. And if I just output this, new D, there's my collection of data. Now, if I want to be able to find a specific value from there, I want to find Joe, prior lists and tuples, I would search that zero-based index, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Here, I'll say new D, use the square brackets, but I'll do it by its ID. I want to search for the value that's connected to the ID of 200. I'll hit my enter key, and there's Joe. So a little bit different, but you get to define it. It's not just numbers that just associated with its position, but this is based on your definition. How are you going to define the key value pairings within your dictionary collection? Now, there's other things that we can do with this. It's not just about storing the data in there and retrieving it, but we can add to it and we can manipulate it. So a dictionary is changeable. So I could say new D. Let's say, what do we got? 100, 200, 300, I'll do 400 is equal to Logan. And I'm going to hit my enter key. So this allows me to add a new entry into that dictionary. So now I can print out new D. And now I've got all 4 of those entries in there. Let's see, what if I do print len? Remember using len? This is one that wasn't just explicitly tied to a specific collection, but is one that is available to many different objects within Python. So I'll say new D. We got 4 entries inside of that dictionary. 4 key value entries. All right, we can also change. We can change existing values. So I can say new D. Let's grab 100, which is Patrick. And we're going to change Patrick to a leaf. Let's close that. Sorry, that's my bad. We just want to take the 100 and we'll make that equal to a leaf. All right, I'm going to hit my enter key. All right, so didn't show me anything, but if I now, let's get print in there. If I now take new D and I search for 100, all right, what am I going to get? It was Patrick, but I've now changed it to leaf. There you go. So you got dictionary, still a collection of data. The way that it's built is a little bit different because you got the key and value pairings and the way that you search or find values within there. The adding and manipulating is done a little bit different as well. We don't have an add method or an append method like the list and the tuple had. But here you just reference and change the value, and then you just create new keys and give them values as well. So this is your dictionary, another collection of values, but with a key and value pairing. So try this one out, a very useful one. Get a little more definition between the structure of the data and how you're going to access it.